love. Wanna talk about it. Love. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Flavor House Network, the Love Rhythm Recipe. I'm Casey. I'm your host. I'm your master chef. I am your navigator through this thing we call food and love. And tonight, ooh baby, we got a good dish and we got a hot topic for sure, for sure. So today, or tonight rather, it's day in somewhere in the world, but tonight we are going to be whipping up some sauteed chicken with a red rice. And if you don't know what that is, neither do I, because I just made it up. No, I'm joking. It's a very flavorful dish, which is very befitting to our topic tonight, which is seeing versus looking at your mate. And I know you're like, okay, here she go again. Trust the process, y'all. I'm telling y'all, this is deep. It really is. You got to think about what I'm saying. Anywho, let's see who we got over here in our Flavor Fam chat. I have my sister Teresa Lloyd. Yes, I do. Good evening, my sister. How are you? And that's all I see. All right, I'm sure some more people are coming because they're not used to me being this on point and punctual. So they'll come later. I always have some type of streaming issue or whatever, but today I shocked you. So what I'm going to do is I am going to let you see what the ingredients are, and we can start getting this party started. As everybody starts filtering in, that'll be a good thing. I see I have 5 guests right there, and welcome to this, whatever this is. This particular show is a cooking show that you will not see anywhere else because we deal with all kinds of relationships, topics, and we cook some good food on here because I really, truly believe that no matter what the situation is, you can talk about it over a good meal. That's for sure. But before I start, I have a lovely, lovely drink that pairs well with this particular dish. And my mixologist, Corey, fixed this. I'm going to taste it and see what it is. Ooh. Yeah. This is refreshing. I know I see mint in it. What is this? What is this, mixologist? What is it?
We're calling it the citrus spritzer. We have lemon. We have lemon lime juice in there with a bit of pineapple juice.
Okay.
With our seltzer water and garnished with mint.
Okay.
Simple syrup. Don't forget that.
Oh, simple syrup. Okay. Simple syrup is nothing but sugar and water, and you can either boil it down and cool it, or you can just mix it and dissolve it, or whatever sweetening. Or buy it pre-made. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we're going to start. Well, of course, our chicken, which that's what you didn't take, that's in the foil that I have sitting in there with a little bit of a quick brine on it, some Arroz meat tenderizer that will help hold in the moistness. So I do have... Yeah, well, you can I have it in some foil. And the reason why I usually have it in a baggie, but the reason why I put it in a foil is because I have it laying flat. So I have 7 chicken thighs here. Okay. And what I did, I bought them bone in because they're less expensive that way, a lot less expensive. And then I took the bone out so it can cook faster. But you can leave the bone in. It's a preference. I just, want it. Exactly. Whatever works for you. I have some wonderful fire roasted tomato sauce that I'm going to be using a little bit of this red rice, and I have some fresh herbs or fresh freeze-dried herbs. These is as fresh as you're going to get that will last a month, and they really are fragrant and delicious. So I have, and I'm trying to turn this around, I have some chopped parsley. I have some Italian seasonings that are chopped or herbs. I have some chopped cilantro, and I have some chopped basil here.
We got some people filtering.
Okay, see, I told you. Hey, Roja, love, you took a nap, you back. Yay. And my loving husband down there with them hands. Yes, he is. So let's see. I got a little onion powder. I have some Italian seasoning dried. Of course, I have my celery flakes. I have, and let me make sure I got this up high enough, because when I was looking at one of these shows, you couldn't even see the labels. I have some coriander here.
Yep.
And I have some lime slices. Now, I have a whole lime. Half of it will be the juice I'll be using in the dish. And then the other half is sliced for garnish because that just makes it look cute. I have some minced garlic. I have some garlic powder. You haven't seen me use that in a long time.
Right.
I have some black pepper. We got a little cumin here. I have some smoked paprika. I have a little chili powder. And of course, I have my all-purpose seasoning, Casey's Blessing. And you can get whatever all-purpose seasoning is available at your local grocer. Just look for something that doesn't have sodium or very low because this has none. Okay, and I have a little bit of salt, which is optional. I always use the salt kind of towards the end of things. I let beautiful assistant taste it, and she tells me, "Oh, I need some salt." Because see, I don't really do salt. Okay, and then in here, all nice and chopped up in our little chopper, an exerciser. I was telling everybody, you can get those muscles. I want muscle. Okay, anyway. So it's all chopped up. I have a half of an onion and a quarter piece of a large red pepper in here, all chopped up. Okie dokie. So I'm going to put on my other eyes, y'all. And then I'm going to give you a little teeny tiny bit about what I'm talking about here. Okay, because there's a big difference between looking at your partner.
Let's backtrack.
Oh, excuse me. She missed some. And of course, we have some rice here. Mine's is instant, which makes my dish quicker, but you can use regular rice. And of course, I have a little bit of canola oil because I'm going to use that to saute my chicken. Now I can get back to what I was saying.
You can't have fried rice and chicken without rice.
Without rice, exactly. I'm so anxious to get into this topic because it's like
one more.
Oh, she got one more. Okay, yes, because we have tomato sauce. We're gonna put a little sweetener, which I use Splenda. You can use whatever sweetener you like, a little bit of sugar or whatever. It balances the tanginess of any tomato product. So let me sit here because she just deserted me. So again, okay, I'm going to tell you about this topic: seeing versus looking at your mate. As I said, there is a big difference between looking at your partner and really seeing them. Seeing, I don't mean visually, but seeing who they are at the core, understanding who they are and knowing who they are. Do you really have that dynamic going on? Ding, 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 my favorite word, okay? So looking is surface. So that's just like, hey, right there on the top, what you see is what you think you get. But as they say, beauty and who you are is basically, it is deeper than what you see on the surface. Okay. You can look at somebody every day and still not know who they are. Look dead at them, see them every single day and know nothing about who this person is on the inside. Looking is passive, but seeing, that is being present. Okay. It's noticing the quiet little sighs, the little stares, the things somebody may be looking off into space, and you're like, what's really going on in your mind? Their tone may have changed. They may say the same things to you or the same words to you that they say all the time, but it's how they say it, or sometimes you just get silence. Their mood may have shifted. So seeing is listening with your eyes. So you have to engage. You cannot be distant or despondent and then really see who your partner is and vice versa. So I'm going to get over here and I'm going to start browning this chicken. I'm just going to bring everything over here and we're going to talk and we're going to cook. And there you go, Volvo. Seeing is believing. And I'm going to tell you another thing about that. People always show you who they are. They don't always verbalize it, but if you are attentive enough, you can really see the package that you're getting. For real. You don't have to get a pig in the sack. Okay. You can open up the sack and see that thing going oink, oink, oink. They're just different ways of detection. And we're going to get into that. So let me move my stuff over here. Let me take another drink of this lovely stuff here. I had put on a short to kind of get people interested in this topic in this show about an hour ago. And the song to the short is "If You Don't Know Me By Now," and that's the truth. If you don't know me by now, to not know me is to not see me, and that's the bottom line. So let that roll around your head and marinate. All right, y'all. Let me get my little paperwork over here. And then I'm gonna move myself over there, over this way. Okay.
You good? Oh
yeah, just a second. Let me just get some space. Get some time and space. Okay, and I'm gonna move all this stuff over so I can have a little time and space. And I'm gonna need a little dish or something because I have to mix all of these seasons. Actually, I wish I had gotten a shaker. That would have been nice. To shake it on because I got to put it on this meat.
We got that one on the top right there.
We do. We got one. Okay, good. We got an extra bottle up there that we can put our seasonings in because I have to mix all these seasonings together. So I'm going to get. Normally, I would put this here so you can see me season it, but I am going to put it over here on the counter for now to have some space. Okay. Okay. So we had to get the big tall drink of water over there because we all little people here. He puts all my seasonings up top. Oh boy. All right. So let me get this stuff over here and kind of push it. Let me get this out the way. I want to get enough space so I can have my drink over here too. Okay. So here you go. Here you go. Right in there. So I got it because I want to still. I'm gonna move this. You just grab the cord.
The cord's already up.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna.
Well, you're making it.
Yep, I did.
Oh,
yep. I dropped my mouse.
And that's really far.
Okay. Yeah, this is really far away. My table. So bear with me, y'all.
Getting adjusted.
One day when I am a big time television network, and I hope y'all can still see me because beautiful assistant just collapsed my stuff. Okay, so there I go. Okay, I'm back. I couldn't see you, but you can see me. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, when I get really, really famous and I get a crew and all that good stuff like that, and I'm not using my laptop to stream, we are going to have no shaking. Yes, we are. But until then, okay. Yeah. This is the po way of not the poor, the po way of doing it because I need to be with y'all. Okay, so let me get this over here. Exactly. I'm gonna get to you. Okay. Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby. I'm gonna get to you. Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough. It's not. I know I'm all off topic and everything, but hey, these are the things I feel. What can I tell you? Let me get my mouth back. And my drink. That's the whole purpose of the exercise was for me to make space to get the drink over here, y'all. Let's get this over here. And I'm gonna get my little, what do you call this? My little coaster here. All right, so I'm going to put this stuff together. It's a bunch of seasonings. We're going to put it together. We're going to take half of the seasonings and we are going to put it on the chicken and we're going to brown that chicken a little bit. But let me get some of this jewelry off. And then I want to get something to put this in so I can, and usually what I do when I mix my spices, believe it or not, I take a piece of foil. It's not that deep for me. And then I make like a funnel. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm not going to get fancy and waste another dish. So let me get this over here. So like I was saying, y'all, when you're looking at somebody, you're being passive. Oh, thank you. Mwah. Love you guys. I really do. I tell you, sometimes I'm just so weary. And I really, really want to say, let me take a day off. But then I can't. Because I miss you guys too. I just can't quit you. I just can't. It's an addiction, I tell you. Y'all are worse than coffee. For real, for real. All right. So, as I was saying, so looking is being passive. That's like over there. It's like how some people will look at my show and not say anything because I guess they just want to. First of all, they have to, I guess, grip that. Okay, this lady is on here live and in person, talking all this stuff. Okay, she probably is not in all her faculty. So they're probably trying to figure out what the heck is this? Is this food? Is it love? Is it both? It's everything, y'all. Okay, it's all about everything. Okay, but so looking from afar is passive. It is. Okay, but really seeing somebody requires you to take action. So seeing is an action word, and looking is a passive action word. That is what it is. Okay, because I can look from way over there, but if I really, really want to see stuff, especially because I can't see well, I got to get all up in it, all up in your face. Okay, hello, Jerome. What did you say? Yay. There's this lady here talking about food. I think she's a little bit off. Honey, no. I'm a lot off. Okay, but I'm off in a good way. I'm that off person that's going to be real with you. That's how off I am.
She said I'm off, but I'm on point.
Okay, exactly. I'm off, but I'm on point. That's right, beautiful assistant. Jerome, you don't come in here starting no mess with me today. Okay, so anyway, so it's noticing, like I said, every little nuance. Let me make this little I call it my little mixture, my little Spanish seasoning mixture. So what I'm going to do, I need 2 teaspoonfuls of paprika, and you want to get the smoky kind. I got to keep telling everybody you got different kinds of. You have Hungarian paprika; it has a different taste and flavor. You have straight paprika that the flavor is a little lighter, more for color and garnish, and you have smoked, which really does have a smoky flavor, and the texture of it is a little thicker. And I'm gonna get my chair and sit down because it's been a long day. And why should I have to stand up to do this? Because I don't want to. Okay, so okay, I don't want to. If y'all came to my house for real, I'd be sitting down. I stand up too, but I'd be sitting down. So I'm gonna take this and let me just open up the bigger side and get that in there. So remember, if you're taking notes as to how much this is, and I will use a little bit more because, guys, you know, I'm always making more for everybody. So I'm going to do, like I said, 2 teaspoonfuls of this paprika and just stick it on my foil. As a matter of fact, what I'll do, if you like, I can show you what I'm doing. And that way, if you are by chance trying to follow along or at any point when you rewatch this, because y'all need to know, you get to see the live me, but there also is the recorded part of it. And I know a lot of you are like, I don't want to sit here for no 2 hours or no hour listening to her ramble on. But let me tell you something. It's called the forward wind button. Okay, so there is instructions in between all this talk, and sometimes you might want to rewind just to make sure that I said what I said. Okay, so let's see if you guys can see. Can you guys over there see? Okay, so this is, I have a little bit more than 2 teaspoonfuls of my paprika, but like I said, I'm doing a little bit more meat than, because you can do anywhere from 4 to 6, and you can do chicken breasts. Oh, this chair is bothering my life. I'm all twisted. You can do chicken breasts or you can do thighs. I tend to do the thighs because the thighs are less expensive. I can debone them, and plus they're moister. That's just what I like to do. So I have that. I'm going to put, and that's why I have the garlic powder, because I'm going to use real garlic, but I'm going to use garlic powder too. So I'm have a teaspoonful of garlic powder. I'm going to have a teaspoonful of, and I ain't going to do no whole teaspoon of salt, because I did the Arroz meat tenderizer for the brine. I don't want my meat over salted, so I'm going to do a half a teaspoonful of salt. I'm going to do a teaspoonful of ground cumin, everything's a teaspoonful. Chili powder, coriander is a teaspoonful. And if you don't have coriander, you can just use the cumin, okay? And I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoonful of the Italian dried seasoning. So now that I've said this, I'm going to just do it. Okay, so let's get this in here. Is it open? Okay, so this is my cumin. And I'm just going to put it on here. Matter of fact, I'm just take the top off because that'll make it simpler for my life. Okay. Okay, there you go. There you go with that. And next I'm going to do my coriander. I'm going to take it off. All right, like that. Because y'all know I'm going to layer my seasonings anyway. Okay, let me get this Italian seasoning. And like I said, that's a 1/4 teaspoonful. Let me get that over here. And then I have my chili powder. And that's a teaspoonful. And I'm going to take the top off of this. I got a little more than a teaspoon. Like I said, I got more meat. So just listen to what I'm saying and don't look at it. Okay, I like the onion powder, even though I'm using onion, because like I said, it gives you a different flavor and a different layer. So that will be, I'm trying to get this off here without breaking my nails. Now I got it. And I'm going to do a teaspoonful of that. And put this back on. While Jerome sits around and tries to make more funnies. You know, he got to look up in the dictionary and try to find things to say about. To try to get under my skin. But I see you, Jerome. Yes, I do. And then I have my garlic powder. And I'm going to do a teaspoonful of that. Look how cute this mountain is. It's really cute. If you were an ant, you'd think you're in a what do you call it? Amusement park or something. For real. Okay. So I'm going to do this with the pepper. And I'm going to not go too hard with this right now. I like to add things like pepper and salt. I'm just going to do a 1/2 teaspoonful. Pepper and salt as I'm cooking it and can taste it. Okay. And then I have my Casey's blessing. With this, I just make it rain, y'all. I'm just telling you. I'm just going to make it rain. So I'm going to open up the top of this and I'm going to pour some on here because it needs to be all mixed together. But I would probably do about a tablespoonful of this. And let me get the top off. I'm going to sit that over here. Okay, there you go. Okay. Yeah, there you go. That's great. Okay, and put my top on back here. So I thought about this topic of seeing someone because we often, like I said, I've been with my husband over 40-something years. Okay. And so I said to myself, okay, I kind of pride myself on thinking that I really know what he's thinking or how he feels at any given time, trying to be in tune to stuff, you know. But I'm not going to tell you that every moment of the day I understand everything he's thinking because people grow, people change. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm going to get now, I'm going to get me a little plastic knife because then I kind of mix it together. Okay, we don't have any more plastic knives, so I'm going to get a plastic. Okay, let me stop lying to y'all. I'm going to get whatever I can find that's plastic that I can throw away. Okay, how about that? So let me get that over here. Usually I get a plastic knife. Okay. We had a whole bunch of them, but I've been using them so much until I guess they're all gone. They went bye-bye. They said, hey, you complain about me being too many. So now I'm going to show you that I know how to leave, that I know how to go far away from here. Exactly. So I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to bring it back up top. Okay, and this is all I do. So I can incorporate everything together on a piece of foil. And this is how I mix up my Casey's blessing for myself here at home. Now, when I mass produce it, of course, I'm not going to sit here and do this for everybody. But just when I am doing this, or if I give some away, which I am thinking about some special people in my life who know who they are, will be getting this for holiday gift because people keep bugging me about this stuff. And I'm so sorry, but you know, the law says that I got to have all these different licenses just to do this. So I am a law-abiding citizen. And so I got to do what they say. Okay. And I didn't put the little bit of salt in there. So let me put a little bit of salt in there. Just a teeny tiny. Not everything they said. I'm just going to put a little sprinkle. There you go. And if I need more, then guess what? I'm going to put more after we start to doing this tasting. But in the meantime, like I said, you want to make sure that all of your seasonings are fully mixed and incorporated. Now, you could have put it in, if you have a shaker like me, I always save a little shaker because I like to be able, especially when I'm seasoning my meat like I'm about to do now. So what I do is I put it in the foil and then I close the end of here and I make kind of like a little funnel type thing to go into here and hopefully won't make a mess. So I'm going to put it in here. Try to get it all in there. Okay, there you go. Look at that. How cute. Okay, so we will fold this up. Everything goes in the garbage. And is this, okay, I guess it has a little sprinkle on it. So I'll save that and then I'll shake it. And we're going to bring you back up. Going to bring you guys back up to speed. Hi there. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? You know, I couldn't resist. But anyway, so I got this. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to season my chicken. I'm going to spray my favorite pan over here. But first, I'm going to get a little bit of libation. What did you say? Have I ever used herbs de Provence? I have not. But I will look into that. See, Vola Love, I have so many of my own creations now. So you should have hit me up when I first started this and I was using a little bit of everybody's stuff. But now that I make my own stuff, I got like the private stock. But I'm going to check that out and see.
Oh, Jerome said plastic spoon, plastic fork, it all does the job.
Yep, you got that right. I am a woman of necessity. Whatever's needed, I'm going to figure out a way to get it. That's the way that is. And make it work. Okay, so I am going to move this over here. I'm going to get my chicken over here. And I'm going to leave it there. Okay, let me see. Yeah, because I don't really want to get this messy. So I'm going to open this up over here. And it's already in my foil. And I'm going to move it over and lay it out really nicely so I can season it. But like I said, let me move this chair out the way. And I will bring this closer so maybe you can see a little bit about what I'm doing over here. How about that? Let's see. Maybe I'll bring it here. Okay. Okay. If you're not missing nothing, you just sprinkle it on here. That's all. Okay. So let me spray my pan and get that ready. And I'm going to get it nice and sprayed and get my oil. And I chose to use the canola oil because I know that's not going to stick. That olive oil is an iffy situation. So I prefer to try to go with what I know, y'all. I'm going to, at some point, get me some avocado oil again. That stuff is way expensive. Okay, so let me just get this all nice and sprayed. Now, you can put about 2 tablespoons of this oil in here. I'm going to do a little bit more because, like I said, this pan, for some reason, has hot spots and the oil kind of slides to one side. My stove is level. It's the pan, I know. But you know what? You get what you pay for. It's working for me right now until I can get a bigger, get the one that I really had before that I really want. But it's on order, and I got to wait. In the meantime, we're going to deal with our little $23 pan. So let me show you guys what I did. And the reason why I deboned it, if you see here, these are chicken thighs. I took the bone out. But when you get boneless skinless chicken thighs in the store, they take the skin off. I want the skin. So I deboned it myself. Okay, so I'm going to turn it skin side down first. And I will season it that way. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. Okay, let me turn that over. And let me rinse my hands off because somebody used up all my gloves, y'all. I won't tell you who.
I use one.
Yeah, that's the one day I needed.
I mean, how many someones could it be?
Okay. Well, see how guilty she is? Okay.
Someone whose hands are small enough to fit them.
Okay. They one size fit all.
Oh,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right.
They're one size fit all.
Except you.
Okay, so anyhow, I had to wash my hands because now I got to touch the container here, and I don't want to cross-contaminate y'all. And that's just me. For you new guys here don't know me, I'm really persnickety. I am persnickety about being clean. Okay, so let me open this up. And so I'm going to so gently, and see how easy it is when you have something to sprinkle it with. If you didn't have it to sprinkle with, as a matter of fact, I do need some olive oil because I do want to put a little oil on here. That's what I should have did first. I wasn't even thinking about that. Now I got to get my hands dirty again. This is why I didn't think about that. Let me get a little bit of olive oil. You can do the canola oil or you can do some bacon fat like I often like to do. But I'm going to refrain from the bacon fat tonight. Okay? And what I'm going to do is take this little teeny tiny bottle of olive oil and I'm just going to put a little bit on each one. And then I'm going to rub it in. This is going to do nothing but to help the seasoning stick. It's optional. I mean, like I said, I season my meat all the time. And I don't put all the stuff on here. But, you know, I'm just going to be different tonight. And like I said, I put enough on one side. Just drizzled it. So when I flip it over, it's enough on it for me to just rub this in, give it a little massage. This chicken said, we deserve to be pampered. So I am massaging the chicken with the olive oil. Okay, that's done. Now I'm going to wash my hands yet again. And this is why, y'all, my hands are all dried out. All this washing. But, gotta have clean hands. That's one of the first rules of cooking. You need to be clean. If you don't know how to clean up, you should not step in front of the stove or anything, cook anything. That's how I feel. You don't want to clean up, you don't need to cook. Not in my kitchen anyway. All right, so let me get that. Now I'm going to do it again, y'all. So now I'll start with the skin side up because I already had it turned over. And it's going to stick pretty good. And what you do is you use half of this mixture to put on your chicken. I'm going to flip it again. Oh, maybe I could get something to flip it with and I don't have to touch this again. Let's see. Let's see what I'm going to use. Yeah, I could use the tongs. I was going to think maybe I was going to use a fork, but let me try the tongs. See, getting the tongs mean I got to find them. Okay, so I'm going to use these tongs, y'all, so I can turn this over so I don't have to touch this because it needs to be seasoned on the opposite side. You never season stuff on one side. You always hit it on both sides. Hopefully, you won't go outside with one shoe. Some people might, okay, but I don't, okay? I put on two shoes, even if they're mismatched.
Trying to make it this fashion statement.
Yeah, It's called hurt your feet. That's what it's called. So I'm going to put some on this side too. Just like that. And then, you know, I'm going to be adding some more seasoning as I go along. But this is just the preliminary, y'all. Trying to be frugal with it since I got to save this, half of this for the rest of it. You know I got to make some more, right? Y'all know this. I'm just going to sprinkle it all together. I ain't going to even lie. Okay, now that this is fully seasoned, I'm going to heat up my pan. Okay. I'm not going to put it on too hot because this pan gets hot really quickly. So I'm going to do a 7 and watch it. This time I'm going to watch it and not run my mouth too much because every time I put this pan on here, I get to talking to y'all and then I look around, the pan is smoking because it really gets hot quickly. So let me make sure that it's all the way on this eye. That's another thing. All right, so getting back to what I was saying. I'm thirsty. Oh, yeah. Let me drink this. Okay. So, looking. We're talking about seeing and looking. So, looking is about perception. When you look, you perceive certain things. Seeing is about being connected. So like I said, I need to get up on you, be all up in your grill when I'm seeing you. When I'm looking, I can look from afar. I can look out the window and I can assume what's happening with you. That's not what you want to have going on with your mate. Okay, I'm going to put my oil in because you see it starting to smoke. All right, so let me just get a little bit of oil in here, just like that. And I'm going to turn it down just a bit. I'm turning it down to a 5. Okay, got my oil in there. I'm going to let my oil heat up some. Okay, so you really, when you're having a relationship with somebody, and I'm not just going to say a romantic relationship, any relationship that is worth the salt that you really care about, you want to connect with that person on some level. Okay, you should want to connect. I mean, why even get involved in any kind of situation like that, whether it be a friendship or a romance or anything, if you're not going to communicate and connect with this person in some way? Something drew you to this person. So you want to keep that going and cultivate it. So like I said, it's an action thing. Okay, it's getting hot. So you can't claim to know your partner if you're not paying attention. Do you know how much somebody can change in the span of 6 months or a year? The mind is such a vast thing. You're not always going to be, you're not. I don't know anybody, even if they just changed the increment, is going to be the same they were yesterday as they were, today as they were yesterday. There are small changes. Changes happen sometimes so discreetly. And when you're not paying attention, you look up and it's like, who is this person? For real. Okay, I think it's almost ready for me to put the chicken in. I want to make sure it's hot enough because I need it to sear. So what I'm saying to you is, if you are not being cognitive, if you're not being intentional about knowing, it's like I said, with your kids, same thing. Hey, Jerome, that's why you need to do internal wellness check with your mate. Hey, anything right I see you doing, some things a little different, I won't make things good. What it won't make things good with you. Yeah. And I'm be told, because like I said, even though I feel like a lot of times I have to tell my husband, I'll be like, shut up, because he'll say something and literally that will have been in my mind and I'm about to say it, but he says it before me. Okay. You say you want to check in on your mate and ask him how they are doing, babe. For real. Yeah, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with verbalizing those words. I don't know why people get into a relationship. When you are first with somebody, you got so much to talk about. You can be on the phone with that person forever. You don't get sick of it listening to them and all the crazy things they say and the dumb jokes and they can go on and on and on. Then you're with this person and you can count how many words you say in a day, a week, or a month. And when you ask these questions, how you doing, do you really want to know? When you have a mate, you really want to know. It shouldn't be like, oh, how's the weather? When you say, hey, how you doing? That person should feel secure enough with you to be able to tell you the truth. Okay, I'm going to give it a try, see if I can, this is going to work. Okay, let's see. It ain't ready yet. I need to make it hotter. All right, so I'm going to make it hotter, y'all, and I'm going to have to pay attention because I don't want it to get too smoky, but I need it to get hot. So anyway, like I said, and a lot of relationships are like that, and I'll be totally honest, I have, and so has my husband, been guilty of just you doing that grind, you life is life, and you need to touch base. So what we do every day, and it's so funny because he'll call me after a few hours because I take him to the train station at the wee hours in the morning, and he will call me, and we call them wellness checks. And I guess people listening on the outside, they're like, okay, what is wrong with these people? But yeah, it's important because sometimes you could be having a really, really bad day, and just to hear somebody that you want to hear from, and our conversations are not long. Let me get some of this meat in here. Okay, this is the style you want to hear. Okay, and that'll let you know that your skillet is ready to do the searing. So I'm gonna try to get all of my meat. I'm trying to get as much of it as I can in here. That way I don't have to do, but I'm not gonna overcrowd it. You don't want to overcrowd it. I've told you guys before, overcrowding your pan lowers the temperature. So I'm gonna have to do a circular motion with this meat because, like I said, for some reason, it's the pan, it gotta be. Let me bring this over. I think the pan is too big for the eye. I just realized that. The eye is pretty big, but I think the pan is so wide until that is why I'm having difficulties with even heating. So I have to be mindful of that. Let me get my screen and put it on here. So it's not popping grease everywhere. That is exactly what it is. I'm looking at this eye, and that is what's happening. So you live and you learn. This all these fancy stoves and stuff with all of this extra, not a gas or whatever. But like I said, my husband and I, we have these wellness check calls. So I have a lot of meetings throughout the day. He's really busy, but usually it's around his lunchtime or it's right before lunchtime, and he will call me or I'll call him. Usually it's him calling me because I'm always in a meeting. And then normally I'm like, I'll call you right back. You know, you flick your little text or whatever. But we do contact each other throughout the day. And if we don't, it really feels strange because then I'll finally, I'm like, okay, you did not call your wife. Or I have it saved on my text on my phone, call your wife. So I can just press it and copy it. But it's just a check-in. It's not superficial, okay? It is really like something is really happening. Then the conversation may be longer. Or just, hey, the day is the same way like it is every other day. I'm glad you called me. I will see you later, okay? Those kind of things, intentional. So it has to continue throughout your journey with this person. Because if it does not, I'm going to tell you, when you stop paying attention, then people will start becoming transparent and invisible and kind of meshing into the atmosphere. And then you're like, okay, I did think I had a relationship. I did think I had a mate. I thought I did. But then you can be with somebody and be totally alone, and they can feel the same thing. And the further apart that you get, the further apart you will be. And that's it. And you're like trying to figure out at what point did this happen, and you want to try to backtrack. Hey, why have to backtrack if you can continue to move forward in increments that are going to keep you aligned in some way? Simple thing. Good morning, good night. You know, how you doing? Okay, whatever. And it starts there. And it evolves because, like I said, I can tell when something was bothering my husband. Okay, he's not a whole big verbal person. He's more of, you have to see the expression and this, that, and the third. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you all day long. Okay, I'm gonna say ouch, really. You know, there are things that I do hold in, but for him, he's more, I would say his emotions get packed in, and you kind of have to dig them out, you know, and get them out. And like with SpongeBob, 10 years later, you remember that day that so you have to be really intentional when you're dealing with him and trying to get these things out because they can compile. So you knowing that person and how to relate to them and get those things coming out is very important too. Let me check. This smells good though. Okay. All right. So let me rotate y'all over here so you can be like your brothers. Okay. Take you over here. Take you over here. Just like that. And you're going to do about 2 or 3 minutes on one side. Now, if you have a bone in, and see, I'm going to try to cook mine as done as I can. So I probably will cook it a little longer because when I put my rice in, because it's almost like it's pretty much a one-pan meal. When I put my rice in and it cooks for 25, 30 minutes, that's the end of it. Okay, so I'm going to get this juice here. This drink. I never have any drink left when it comes to the food. I know. So anyway, like I was saying, familiarity. So, you can get so familiar with a person until, like I said, you finish their sentences, they finish yours. It's like, why have a conversation when I already know what you're thinking? You don't always know what they're thinking, because I'm telling you, I think thoughts that I know my husband don't know. What did you say? Never go to bed. You're right, Jerome. All these pearls. You want to check in on your mate and ask him how he's doing, basically. Never go to bed angry. No drink left, but you got. I had. Yeah, I sure did. Listen. Here, you around here telling on folks, man. Okay, I'm gonna flip this. Bring that over, just like that. I did turn it down just a little bit. I'm gonna bring this over here because it was cooking a little fast for my liking. But it's browning nicely. I think I'm gonna move this one over to this side here, and because I want that skin to get a nice little crisp on it. I'm gonna turn it back up too. Okay, so I took it down to 6. I'm gonna take it back to 7, and I'm gonna watch it. So back to what I was saying, because Jerome got pearls today, y'all, and I see 9 wonderful people up in here. Can you get 9 likes, please? Pretty please, with sugar on top. I'm staying connected. I want to know how you feel. How do you feel about what's going on here? If you like it, hit that button. So, like I said, you could be very familiar with a person, but you really not know what's going on in their head, because there are so many dynamics to your day, your week, your life, and if you are a person like myself, I try not to burden people with a whole lot of stuff. So I will keep a lot of stuff to myself and try to figure it out, which may be good or not. But like I said, I really try not to burden people. I'm like, I don't want to bore you with my troubles. I'm like Stevie, but there's something about love. Yeah. And so that's how I am. But sometimes when somebody says they're fine and you ask somebody, oh, I'm fine, you got to listen to how they say that word fine. I'm fine can mean I'm fine for now, and maybe I'm just not going to tell you I'm fine. What you say, there's no boring with troubles. You got to share your troubles with each other. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because eventually they're going to know anyway. But sometimes, like I said, I am a fixer. So these are lessons that I've had to learn over time, that sometimes you don't burden yourself so much until it becomes overwhelming. Let me turn this. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, perfect. I like that. I'm going to turn you. I'm going to get you back over here because you need to get some true color shining through. Yes, you do. All right. I really like the way this smells. What do you guys think? Okay, so those seasonings are the bomb diggity. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. What did they say? And see, I got a song for everything. Like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down. Yeah, when I finally get to say it out. But I'm telling you, hey, take a page out of my book. Do what Jerome says. Okay, you do have to share these things because it's a big burden on you. It can change the way your mood is when you're trying to hold these things and carry all these things yourself. And it is a disservice to your relationship when you do not share. And that's just the way it is. Now, I don't need every little thing every little step you take. I don't need to know everything like that. I really personally don't. Okay. I need to know the things that you feel comfortable revealing and the important things, the things that are going to affect us as a collective. Okay. I don't need to know that you have random thoughts about butterflies. I don't need to know that. Okay, that's too connected for me. Okay, I don't need to know that. Maybe I'm going to pass that. I don't need to know that either. Okay, but I do need to be connected on a deeper level. And like I said, when it's like a person in the street, somebody asks you, "Oh, how you doing today?" Nope, people. It's just like saying, "Oh, the weather's nice outside today," or "Did you watch the news?" They don't want you to sit and recite the whole. Most people don't want to go that deep with you. Let me check this. Okay, let me turn to see this. That's why I'm saying I'm getting all this going on. Okay, so there you go. That's exactly what I'm looking for right here. That's nicely brown. And I'm going to remove these and put the other ones in. I'm going to take it down a little bit. Let me get this. Put it on a plate. Okay, so y'all want to get this a nice little char on here. That's exactly what I want. Because that means, like I said, when I put my stuff in this rice, and that little 20 minutes or whatever, it's going to be done. So, we'll get that over here. These two, I want them to brown a little bit more. And I'm going to get the other ones in here to go along with it. So let me pick this up with the tongs. Let me put that in there. Over here. Then I got one over here for you. Now I got the last one, which is a big hunk of burning love. Over there. I'm telling you, I suggest that you debone your thighs because they cook a whole lot faster. They sure do. Let me close this up, get rid of this. And put my tongs right here. Let me get this back on top. And I'm going to leave it at a 6 because the heat is pretty good. Let me wipe this mess up. There you go. Wipe the stove off because it got little sprinkles. A little sprinkles. And then I'm going to show y'all how I want it to look. The meat. I want you to see those pieces. Let me throw this out. Okay. So, this is what you want it to look like. It's not quite done yet, and you can tell by the juices, okay? But when I get this in there and it finishes cooking with that rice, it'll be all the way done. It'll have a nice little crisp to it, nice flavoring, and that's what you're looking for. So let me bring this back up and make sure that this thing is open because every time I kind of bend it down, it closes up on me. No, because I've been really mindful of that. Let me take a little swig of this. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. See, now the heat went down some, so I'm going to have to take it up because I introduced more meat into this. But the meat that I have on this side, I really want this. I want this to get like the other one. I want that skin to get like that. Let me move that over. Kind of bring that. Perfect. But see, now that I know what's going on with this pot, I know how to maneuver it. This pot is really big. It really is. It's huge. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So, like I was saying, when you see your partner, you have to understand people want to be loved, whether they verbalize it or not. People get in relationships because they want to share their lives, supposedly. Okay, there are people getting there for a whole lot of different reasons. However, the average person wants to share their life with somebody else. So, they don't just want to be loved by you. They want to be seen in their love. So, they want you to see them the way they are, accept them for who they are, and make those adjustments if you have to make those adjustments. Because like I said, being in a relationship is an adjustment. It is a sense of compromise. If not, you need to be by your little lonely, okay? Because I am telling you, there's a lot of things that I may not do personally, but my husband likes or whatever, and because I care about him, I will go along with it. Now, I'm not going to do anything that's going to be detrimental to me or him. However, sometimes, for instance, I'll give you a perfect example. My husband has never been a sports enthusiast until here lately the last year. So now every time I look, it's a football game on my television. Do I trip? No. I simply put all of the television stuff from my cable network on my computer, put my headset on and watch what I want to watch. And when we're ready to watch something together, then we come together. But there's never an argument. Oh, you always watch sports. You can watch sports until you put those tights on yourself and run across the field and make a touchdown. Okay, because that's what you like. I am never gonna keep him or to complain about him enjoying something. Okay, but that is a concession that I make because I could be like, I don't like this, and you ain't paying no attention to me. And listen, you always got to be a me before you be a we. And I'm gonna tell you like this: you're not gonna really see somebody if you haven't seen yourself. How about that? I want to ask that question: do you know who you are? I'm busy telling you to try to figure out who somebody else is, but do you know who you are? Anything from the audience over there? They kind of passive. Everybody passive today.
I mean, you're right though. Like, how would you know what to look for in your partner if you haven't fully learned yourself? So you can't really be fully engaged in your partner and what they need if you're still learning what you need.
Now, I don't know if anybody heard her because I got all these things going on. So that means you actually have to come over here and say, because what you said made sense. Okay. And like I said, you got to think about these things. You want all of these things in a relationship, but are you supplying the things that you want from somebody else?
Right.
And so Beautiful Assistant was saying what?
In order for you to be able to successfully learn your partner and see them fully, you have to learn yourself and understand that process. You can't share something you don't have yet. That's right.
Yeah. And you have to be in tune to yourself enough to know the things that you're lacking. You can't get nothing from somebody that you can't give. And I'm sorry, you just can't. Okay.
To have those type of expectations.
Can't hear you because it's loud.
To have those type of expectations of a person and you can't even provide that for your own self is problematic.
Yeah, it is.
Problematic and it's unrealistic.
Yeah, and that's the key word. Being realistic about the situation. That is very important. Not living in the fantasy that you created. I'm going to take this down so I can stop some of this smoke and maybe I can turn this thing off. Okay. But like I said, you have to be realistic about what the situation is, how you really feel. And if you don't know how you feel in this relationship or with this person, how can you ask for things? So that is very important too. Seeing them, knowing who you are when you look in that mirror, being able to give that to that person and ask for what you need in return. It takes a lot. It takes a whole lot of human feelings. Okay, it really does in order to be in a relationship. And I'm gonna tell you like this: if you don't see that person, or if you don't feel seen in a relationship, it can be like prison. It really can. If you ever want to know what jail is like, be in a relationship and not be seen. There you go. If you in that kind of relationship, you know what the penitentiary is like. And honey, it ain't no work release. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so I'm going to get these other two out that I had over here on the side. Okay, there you go, buddy. I'm going to bring these over, and this one right here, you need to brown some more. You need to stop acting crazy and do what you need to do. I'm kind of rotating them because I took the heat down. And so while I'm doing this, I'm going to get my rice together, my measurements for my rice. Now, you can do about a cup of rice depending on how many people you got. I already know if I do a cup of rice, ain't nobody going to have much to eat. So I'm going to do a cup and a half of rice for 4 of us. Okay, and you can do more, you do too, but with this filling here, okay, here she goes. Beautiful Sister does this every single time I cook. And then I give her the food and she overeats, and then she's talking about she's too stuffed. So I ain't trying to hear her, okay, because I see her. Yeah, I do. Okay, so, like I said, seeing somebody is a choice. Seeing somebody is meaning you show up, you're present, okay? Every single day. Not part of the day, not an hour of the week, not once a year, You got to be engaged every single day. And I know there are times when you don't feel like talking to nobody. And you know what? You can say, hey, if you give me a few minutes to kind of gather myself, let's connect. Why can't people say these words? Yeah, I mean, really. Just, you know what? I'm going to tell you like this. Pride has no place in a relationship. And that's the truth. It really doesn't. That's the one person you should be able to be raw with, to reveal everything to. If not, why bother?
Exactly.
For real, I'm just saying. And like I said, we all have been guilty of it. We all have been guilty of it for whatever reason. Okay, I'm taking that other piece out. I got one more piece that needs to brown the way I want it on the other side. And so it's in here by itself now, so it should do its thing. And I ask these questions because I ask myself these questions too. It's like, why am I sitting here debating on whether or not I'm going to say what I was? If you want to just roll over to that person and hug them and kiss them and say, I love you. If you want to say, that cologne is too loud. If you want to, whatever. Okay, whatever. They're not going to run away if they're really meant to be with you. If they run away, then they need to get to running. Okay, we need to stop being so afraid. We got so much bravado for everything else in our lives except for the things that's closest to us. And this is why we have issues in these relationships. I'm going to tell you that you're not going to have issues if you talk. But you're going to have less issues if nobody knows what you need or what the issue is or what's wrong with you. That's just like my biggest pet peeve, trying to mind read. The day I become Miss Cleo, and for those of you who know who that was, okay, I'm not going to be talking to you because I'm going to be making a whole lot of money. I'm going to tell myself the lotto numbers, probably a whole lot of other people, and we don't have to be going through this thing. But until then, I need you to tell me something good. And that is a fact. So, you guys, tell me what you think. I see Jerome has been very verbal. Okay, what do you think in your relationships or relationships you've had or even with yourself? Do you see that person? Do you see yourself? Are you happy with what you see? Do you think you need to tweak some things in order to make it better? I'll give you a couple of seconds to kind of mull that around. You let me know. All right, I need to get a cup, a measuring cup, so I can get ready to get this meat out of here. And I need to wipe this off while y'all are thinking. Do. Oh my goodness.
It takes effort. Like it takes being aware, cognizant of like yourself and your partner. Like just being willing and wanting to feel that. You know what I'm saying? Like care enough about that to want to know what they're feeling or thinking.
You know what? And I think sometimes other people think, or your partner may think, they don't really want to hear what I got to say. This is dumb. I hear a lot of people say, even at work, okay, we are in meetings or whatever, and they ask you a question, and 100 people are there, and it's silent. You can hear a pin drop. Now, everybody there got an opinion. Everybody there has a question, but nobody wants to sound dumb, so they don't say anything. And they sit and try to figure out what the content of a situation is. I ain't trying to do all of that. I ain't got that many more summers. I ain't got that kind of time. Okay, so let me turn this off. Let me move this over here because I want the smoke stack to stop. Okay, well, however many I have, I don't want to spill them trying to play Let's Guess. Okay, so let me get this out. Because this meat is almost done. I love it. That's why you debone that sucker. Okay, so now we're down to having our nibbly bits. So what I'm going to do with my nibbly bits, if you don't know what the nibbly bits are the little remnants of all the seasons and stuff that's stuck in the pan. And you would like that. You don't want to wash that off right now anyway. So I'm going to get my nibbly bits back over here. I'm going to take this screen, put it over there. I am going to scrape up my nibbly bits because I'm going to put my onions and things in there and let that kind of saute with nibbly bits. Just like that. I'm going to get up whatever I can see here, my nibbly bits. And I'm going to saute my vegetables in it. I'm going to bring down, when I turned it off, I said I'm going to bring down the heat. I'm going to put it on low for now because I want to get the nibbly bits out. I don't want the nibbly bits to get burned. So let me get them in here. Let me get a nice little knife and get this out. I miss my plastic knives now because I use them for all kinds of stuff. Okay, get that on the side. Let's get this out here. And I just want to just cook it a little before I put my rice and my liquid in here. And, they'll finish cooking like that. But I just want to kind of toast it a little because I want to get some garlic in there. Let me get this over here. And I'm going to bring it up just a little bit because now it's on a low. So I'm going to put it on 2. And then I'm just going to move this around here in this seasoned oil. Just like that. I'm going to get a little bit of garlic. And then I'm going to start seasoning this stuff up too. So I'm going to take my garlic and I'm going to do a tablespoonful of garlic in here. Just like that. Let me turn this up some more. I guess I need to do a 3. Okay. And I'm going to let that, and I'm going to get my herbs. So I'm going to do pinches. And for those of you who don't know, most of you know by now who come here, what a pinch is. A pinch is your index finger and your thumb. And you just grab it and you throw it in. So I'm going to do that with each one of these, with the parsley, with the basil, Italian herbs, and cilantro. Pinch. And, okay, I can't get the top back on there. And a pinch of this and a pinch of that. Okay, and this is brand new. I guess I need to try to open. I tell you, I hate trying to open this stuff.
Yep.
Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm going to do a big pinch of cilantro. And I'm going to do my basil. Pinch of that. All right, so then I'm going to stir all this up because I don't want it to scorch. And like I said, the oil is already really, really seasoned and dark. So I'm going to put that in here just like that. And kind of let it get its little flavoring. And this is going to really do good with the rice. It's going to make it really flavorful, just like the chicken. So what I need to do at this point with my rice, I'm going to get my other seasonings here. And this stuff here, because I do have half left. So this is going to season the rice also. Okay, let me put that in here. Let me get my measuring for my rice. Oh, I want to put a little bit more celery flakes in here because I just like the flavor of that. So that's about a half a teaspoonful of that.
Now, see, here's the thing. Like,
I'm putting more paprika too.
This is something that I sometimes struggle with. Like, it's important to communicate with your partner, but then it's also this part of you that feels like if I tell them like certain things, will that burden them or make them more stressed? So it's like, how do you balance what should be said versus what shouldn't? Like, even if it is important, you know what I mean?
Well, I'll be totally honest. Technically, you should say everything, like Jerome says. But I, like you, I do withhold some things because I don't want to burden my husband with everything. Somebody got to have a free mind sometime. Okay, so yes, I am guilty of that. I would say the best way to do that is to ask your partner how they feel about you giving full disclosure with everything. And them being honest about it. So partner, you need to be honest about your answer. Don't just say, oh yes, you can tell me anything. And then you're like I was when I was a younger mother and my daughter would come to me and tell me all kinds of stuff that was going on with her friends and stuff. And I'm sitting here trying to act like I'm impartial. And I'm really cringing because I don't want to hear the next thing. But I listened, so yeah. So I want the partner who's being asked to be honest with the partner that's doing the asking. And if you are both honest and the partner says it, and if it ever comes a time where the partner's like too much information, then you back off. Okay, so once again, communication. Okay, so let me get over here. I'm just being real. You know, it's always going to come back down to that same, and you're like, okay, she keeps saying the same things over and over again. Well, if I'm repeating myself, that means I'm trying to let it solidify in your mind.
Yeah.
Okay, that way, when you even think the thought, oh, communication. They got a song, communication. Yes. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So I am going to take a little bit, it's just a teeny, about a tablespoonful of this tomato sauce. Okay, because everything is about ready for me to get this rice and the liquid in. Oh, and I didn't show you, I'm using chicken broth as the liquid. You can use water if you want to. I suggest using chicken broth, me personally, because it just gives it good flavor. I'm going to get a tablespoon, just a regular kitchen utensil tablespoon, and put that in here. Because I'm not trying to make it wet, but it won't be red if you don't put that in there. So I'm going to put 2. The paprika also helps to give it that red color. Okay, and I'm just going to stir that in here. So all of this, along with my liquid, and hopefully we'll get the colors, the true colors that we want. Now I'm going to get this seasoning. The rest of the season, the other half of it, goes in here. So you just put it all in there, just like that. And it's all gone bye-bye. And I'm going to squeeze a little bit of Casey's blessing. Just like that. And I'm going to put some pepper and a little bit of salt in there, because I know it's going to need it. Pepper. And where's my salt? What to do with it? Oh, some salt. Just a little dash of salt. So a little dash. Okay, so now that I have my primer, like I'm painting, I have my primer, and I'm just mixing it all together. Just like that. Okay. Okay, that's some good stuff. See, once you put the liquid in, then of course it's going to dilute a lot of the stuff, a lot of the flavorful seasonings. So let me get my chicken broth. And the chicken broth will take the place of the liquid that I will use in water. So like I said, I'm going to do a cup and a half of rice. I think that's enough. Okay, she wants me to do 2. I don't think I can fit all that in here. Okay, but I'm gonna see, when I do 2, that means that I have to do 2.5 cups of liquid, and 2 3/4 cups of liquid, and that's how you do with this instant rice. That's how you make it like it wasn't instant. So let me put this in here. Let's see if I can get that out of here. I need to get another one. Okay, so that's one. You know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my rice in here because I want to toast it just a little bit. And then I'm going to put, I won't do it because I'm doing instant. So let me just get this in here, get this start to moving around. So that's 1. That's 2 of the chicken broth. And then I'm going to do 3/4 cup, just a little extra, because I want my rice to be nice and fluffy. I mean, do a little like that. Okay. Because once I put this meat in here, what's going to happen is it's going to take up some of the liquid. So maybe I better put a little bit more. Okay. So just a little bit more. So almost 3 cups. And I'm going to put a little bit more of this tomato sauce in here, because I'm going to season it up. I'm going to get a little bit of my Splenda to cut some of the acidity of this. Just like that. Also, if you want to, you can put some sofrito in here if you have it. Okay. And I do. So I may get some, and this is optional. I just like using sofrito. And if you don't know what sofrito is, it's nothing but garlic and peppers and tomato paste. If you have a red sofrito, you can make it yourself, or you can get it. Goya has a really good brand, and I keep it in the house because I do cook stuff. I do cook stuff, so I'm gonna get my sofrito and put it in there too. And see, that's the loveliness about cooking at home. You can put what you want. You can experiment. you can do things that you want to do. Okay, so I'm gonna put just a little bit of this is sofrito right here. That's it, and it smells really good. Okay, so let me get a little bit of sofrito. I'm just gonna put about a tablespoonful of sofrito in here, and I'm gonna get that in the refrigerator right quick. Okay, now I'm gonna bring the heat up on here once I get my rice in my little piece of foil that I'm gonna pour in here. I also put my rice in foil so I can get it in here.
You know what else I thought about? And I don't know if this is related. If you
I'm gonna a couple of squirts of Splenda. Go on.
Like the way you view your partner also will contribute like how comfortable you are communicating. Like if you look at your partner as your friend too, because like you tell your friend whatever, all kind of stuff. Because you're like, oh, that's my homie. You can tell him whatever. So if your partner is like your best friend, you'll feel more confident and comfortable expressing yourself too.
One more.
Versus you not looking at them as a friend as well.
Well, it's always good to have your partner as a friend. Your partner should be your best friend. It really should. It's not always the case. Right. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have friends in your life because you should. Okay, let me bring this up. Get my rice in here. I'm going to sneeze. I guess I'm not. It felt like I was going to sneeze. Okay, so let me get my chicken over here. I want to get my rice. I want to put that on a piece of foil too because it's easier to put inside my pan. Okay, and get a little piece of foil. And I'm going to do, what did I say, 2 cups of rice. Okay, let me get my measuring cup for a cup. Put this over here. And I just wet my sleeve because I forgot that this thing was wet and had stuff in it. Oh, no. So I flipped it. Okay, let's see. So let's dry out the little chicken broth that was in here. And I'm flinging this cup all over the place. All right, so I'm going to do 2. Okay, that's 1. Now I don't even need to do this foil. I'm going to put 1 in here. And there we go. That's 2. And 2. And I'm going to put a little extra because I put that extra fluid in there. Just a little. Like a quarter. 2 1/4. Okay, let's see. Stir it around. And then you put your chicken on top. And then you cook it. Until your rice gets done and your chicken finishes cooking, which I think I'm going to put a little bit more rice in here because, yeah, there you go. So I did 2 1/2 cups of rice. Okay. And hopefully we'll have enough and it'll take up. Because what the object is, and put a little more, I don't want to have a whole lot of soupy sauce. I want the rice to absorb the fluid. And I'm using instant rice because that's quick. You can use regular rice. That works just as well, but a little different dynamic. And I'm looking for my tongs. What did I do with them? Oh, I know what I did with them. I put them in the sink, okay? So let me rinse my tongs off. But, like I said, with these relationships, I find over the years, and hey, I had to learn these things. And I guess that's why I do this show, because maybe if I can save you some steps, hey, it can make all the difference. It can make all the difference. It can make all the difference. I had to learn these things. I'm still learning. A relationship is a everlasting classroom. I guess that's what we can call it, an everlasting classroom. Like Shaka Khan says, I want to give you an everlasting love. Everlasting classroom. Okay, so let's get this chicken up in here. Little chicken pieces. And we're going to put them all up in here. I'm going to turn the heat up, y'all, so I can get some bubbling going on, some action.
Did we add any butter? No butter.
No, I don't need no butter for this.
Oh.
Believe it or not, I don't need butter for this. I could, but you know me. I don't need butter. Well, it could make it taste better though. I mean, now she done reminded me. So now, I can't leave the spot. I can't leave the spot without putting some butter in here. I'm gonna put these juices in here from this meat, and yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit of butter in here, y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna let when it comes to a boil, then I'm gonna put a top on it and let it cook through. And once that liquid has absorbed, into the rice, then it's done. Okay, so let me squeeze that. I don't want to do a big piece of butter. I'm not going to do a hunk of butter. I'm going to do a little bit of butter, y'all. Okay. I'm really missing my plastic knives because, see, I'm having to use butter knives, and that's causing me to have extra dishes I don't want to have. Okay, see, it's starting to bubble. Okay, let me get a little butter in here. I just put a tablespoon full of butter in. That's all you're getting. Okay, because it really doesn't need it. We just a butter family. They might as well call us the Butterworths.
Better believe it.
Yeah, butter. Oh, how corny are you? Okay. Okay, let me get all the stuff in here and get this stuff out of the way, because what we do like to do is clean as we go. Let's get that out of the way here. Okay. And it's boiling really nicely. And it won't take long because, like I said, this is instant rice. So I give it probably about 20 minutes. Okay, I'm going to let this come to a boil. And you can do one or two things if you're using the instant rice. You can let it come to a boil, put the rice in like you would normally do. Or you can do what I did and put the rice in first. Oh, almost forgot my lime. So I want to squeeze a little bit of lime juice in here in this mix. That's a little bit. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of lime juice over in it. Okay, there we go. And the rest will be for the garnish. And because I did that lime juice, I'm going to put a little tad more of that Splenda in there because I don't want it to be bitter. Limes are not like lemon. They're kind of bitter, soury bitter. And just a little more, just like that. Okay. But it gives it a nice light flavor using the lime. And you can use lemon too if you want to. Okay, Cece, this rice trying to perk up already. All right, so let's cover this just like that. We'll bring it to a boil. It's on a 6. I'm going to let it pep up a little. I'm going to have beautiful assistant help me bring this back over here so I can sit and we can finish having our conversation about how you really need to see that person. Okay? You really need to see that person. Okay, so let me bring this and my cup. And we're going to move this table back. Okay, you good? I'm going to move my table back out of the way. Perfect. And maybe you can get some of this stuff up because I'll be able to plate this up real soon.
Unless you're done with?
I'm done with everything.
Okay.
Except for my cup. Not done with my cup, y'all. Okay, let me get this here and here. And I'm going to get my cup, and she's going to tidy up. And we're going to get down to the nitty gritty because, see, y'all holding back. Y'all are holding back because I know that you're not just here for the recipe. If you are, that's good too. But you can learn a little something. And I thank Jerome because Jerome has really been really inclusive. He's been very inclusive in this particular talk. So perhaps it hits home Does it hit home? I don't know. Okay. But like I was saying, I want you guys to ask yourself tonight, when was the last time you truly saw your partner? And I'm going to throw that in there. When is the last time you looked in the mirror and truly saw who you are? Or have you ever done that before? Because that, self-reflection, self-love, taking care of yourself, understanding yourself is the first key to having a successful relationship. Now, you don't want to, okay, you're going to grow when you're in a relationship, but it's better for you if you know some of these things before you take that leap. Because I think people tend to feel like it's expected. Well, nowadays, I don't know, with the divorce rate being so high and people really not getting into relationships, because they're afraid of being hurt. Okay. But I think if you do some preliminaries and you incorporate that honesty from the start, you kind of tip the scales of the pain factor. I'm just saying. Okay. Because a lot of the pain involved in relationships is lack of communication, not knowing, not understanding that person where their head is at. If you really understand that person and you see them, you know how they feel for real. Well, how deep the love is, if there is any, if there's not. Some people just stay in relationships because they feel like, okay, I don't want to make this person feel bad. There's a whole lot of reason why people do stuff, and you may not be on the same accord. Okay, because I'm thinking one thing and you're thinking something else. Some people want to like, oh, let me take this really, really slow. And then you got the other party that wants to go really fast. So that's something that either, if you want to stay together, you probably got to come somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really, really want something and that other person really, really wants something, and if you want to be together, you have to come to the concession that, hey, we're going to make this compromise. And that's a relationship. All in a nutshell. Whole lot of compromise. And you have to be ready for that.
And change.
Yeah, and change. Yeah, and change and growth. Scary. And all of those things. And if you are a person that change is difficult for you, you probably want to exercise that particular emotion, go to the emotional gym and kind of strengthen that area of your psyche, because I am here to tell you nothing stays the same. One thing that is guaranteed to you, that things will change. That's a guarantee. I can't guarantee a whole lot of stuff in this world. I can guarantee to you that if you're born, that you will be unborn at some point. Okay, that I can guarantee. And I can guarantee to you in a relationship, everything must change. Okay, and it can change for the better, or it could change for the worse. And that is totally up to you. See, a relationship is not something, it's not built to be one and done. Okay, it's not built for that. People who stay together a whole lot of years, honey, you done been through the fire, yep. To the limit, to the wall. Yes, I can sing all the songs that maybe that'll put them all together. I think I'm going to make a medley of songs, and that's going to tell you what a relationship is. How about that? I'll give you a medley of songs, and that will touch people's heart, because I am telling you, you feel all kinds of stuff. Okay. But at the end of the day, when you come back in the middle of it all and you still feel that love, that connection, that thing that brought you there from day one, then yeah, it's worth you trying to fight for and save. But if you ain't feeling nothing, hey, time to move on. But it doesn't mean move on to another relationship. That means move on and try to dissect what happened in the one you were in, so you don't repeat that process. Okay. And that's what I say about carrying baggage with you. We got baggage from when we were kids. We got baggage from relationships. We got baggage from when we was in high school or whatever, or elementary school being bullied. We got a whole lot of baggage. We got a lot of luggage, and we ain't got no airplane to put it on. Okay. But you need to go through those old clothes. I tell people all the time, and I was guilty of it. I had to purge, keeping that same item I'm gonna get back in that one day. I'm gonna get that. The style that went out.
That song, Bag Lady.
Yeah, exactly. Bag Lady by Erica Badu. If it is a metaphor, it is not about it could be, but I don't think it's about a homeless person. I think it's about a person that carries around a lot of emotional baggage. And when you have this baggage, I don't care how good your intentions are, it clouds your judgment. It clouds your ability to have a fresh start with a fresh person. So when you hop from one relationship to the next, and you ain't never saw the person that you was with before, that person ain't never saw you, you don't know what it feels like to be seen. And then you say, this hole is here in me and I need to fill it some way. So let me go to the next person. And you have this series of just going to people and going to people and go.
And you never really find what you're looking for.
Until you stop and you think about it. If I got 15 relationships, what is the common denominator in those 15 relationships? Me. Okay. I'm the common denominator. So I got to take myself out of the equation and kind of figure out, okay, I need to get rid of that 1970s suit or whatever that I ain't never gonna wear again. Okay, because I ain't gonna never be a size 3. Okay. I need to donate it to somebody who needs a suit to go for an interview. Okay, I need to unpack all this emotional baggage. It don't happen overnight. This is why you don't jump into a relationship after you've had one if you were really deeply involved in a relationship. Now, if it was just a fling and you don't really care, then I guess you just do that. But if you really thought you had one and then it doesn't work out, you need time to get your life. You need time to heal. Okay, otherwise, you have so many emotional cataracts on your eyes, so you're never going to see that next person. You're never going to see them, even no matter how hard you try. It is impenetrable. So you got to, and that's all I can say. That's the only advice I can give to you as far as seeing someone and being seen or having a viable relationship. You got to clear the cobwebs, child. You really do. You cannot fix pain or plaster over pain with a new pair of shoes. You got to get them orthotics, for real. You really do. Let me check this because it's boiling. I want to turn it down. Okay, so I'm going to turn this down. Okay, let's see what we got going on, because I don't want it to stick. That's the thing. It will stick if you have it too high. See, I'll move this around some. But see, this rice is starting to absorb. And so I'm going to turn it down. Actually, I'm going to put it on low. Yep. Because it's doing this little thing here, starting to try to stick here. I don't want my rice to stick, but it smells so good.
Yeah, I feel like some people are afraid to be alone.
Yeah, some people are afraid to be alone. Or feel that being alone. Let me tell you something. You could be alone and be in a relationship. Okay. You cannot be in a relationship and not be alone. Okay. You don't want to be lonely. That's the thing. Okay. I don't think, because see, most of these people who have these issues, they are alone, even if they're in a relationship. They're afraid to be alone. I'm back.
We're not back going live. It's not live yet.
I don't know. I'm talking anyway, because sometimes people tell me that there's a lag. I'm back. It did its little thing with the streaming thing. I don't know how much you heard or what went out or whatever. But basically what I was saying is you got to rid yourself of all of the toxicity before you move on to something else. Okay. Like I said, just like they say in The Color Purple just wants to be heard. Well, every human being wants to be seen and to be heard. Okay. And to know that they matter. Being seen in a relationship means that you feel the love. And love for everybody, the feeling love for everybody is a different feeling. Everybody has a different feeling when to feel loved, because it's like they love languages, some have service, some need to be hugged, some need to be told or whatever. But like I said, it's important. You can't allow a relationship to make you disappear. You have to be a part of the team, okay? You can't be a part of the team if you're sitting on the sidelines all the time. Don't let nobody tell you that mess. Oh, we're just going to put you over here and you the second string. I don't want to be second string in my relationship. I want to be the first string. I want to be the quarterback. Okay. That's what I want to be. Okay. I don't want to be the person hugging the bench over there all the time, or the water boy. That's not what I want to be. Okay. And that's what you don't want to be in your relationship. Okay. So when you truly see your partner, love stops being a routine and it becomes a revelation. You hear that music again. Yes, you do. And you know you can hear that music for the rest of your life. You sure can. But you have to make sure that you update. Don't keep trying to use a turntable where the needle don't work. You probably will have to, what is it, MP4 or whatever. You need to translate it over to an MP4, but you can still hear the music, and the music can be just as crisp, and the sound quality can be so great, and you can sing along, and you can dance, and you can do all those things, okay? But you have to keep putting the work in. Okay, let's see what's going on over there. Huh, okay. Let me see. I'm checking. Yeah, I want to take this up just a little. I'm going to move this around. I moved it around because I didn't want it to stick. But it's a little different when you put meat in, when you put food in one pot and you're cooking rice.
Usually what beep right there.
I know, right? I'm about to start beeping.
Because usually what I will do when I do stuff like this, I'll cook my rice separate and I incorporate it at the end. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to make it one pot. I'm going to take it up to a chew, and I'm just going to have to watch it. Let's see. Yeah, because it's instant rice, like I said, it cooks up pretty quickly. And I'm trying to put a square peg in a round hole. That's what I'm doing. And it works pretty well. It sure does. In some instances, you know. So, I mean, that's pretty much what I'm thinking about it. Okay. I guess Jerome has lost steam. You know, he don't have much else to say. But like I said, I can only tell you from what I've experienced, what other relationships that, you know, I've witnessed or whatever. And I'm going to tell you, I've seen a whole lot of them where people don't see each other. And they're just kind of going along this road, you know, and
just to say they're still together.
Yeah, just to say they're still together. Yeah, pretty much. You know, so you want to be in this love together, but you want to, the key word, you want to be in the love together. Okay.
Not through the motions.
Exactly. You don't want to just be going through the motions. And like I said, no one knows what's going on with your relationship but you. I was telling a coworker the other day, like I always tell you guys about perfection in a relationship. You know, what looks perfect to me or what works for perfection in my relationship, and every relationship has its points of perfection, I would assume. Okay, if you're still hanging in there. People hanging in there for different reasons. But what looks perfect to me or what makes me feel a sense of perfection in my relationship may not be anything similar to what works for you. My husband was saying something to me. He's like, oh, I really want to go on, you know, I want to take you on this cruise. Let me tell you something. My husband ain't got to take me nowhere but in front of that television set with something I like and peace. Okay, I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't need fancy things. I don't need expensive vacations. I don't need any of that. Okay, I really don't require all that stuff. I am so simplistic. When I tell you that I was happy to get that coffee pot, because that's something that speaks to me. That speaks to me more than getting a diamond or whatever the case may be, because that's cute and all, and I have one. But at the end of the day, I need things that service me in a practical way. That is me. You get me something that services me in a practical way. I am sitting here cheering you forever and a day. It could be some advice. It could be a thing. It could be something, but that's me. Some people need to have furs and diamonds and cars and big declarations, and I don't need all that.
Oh, but I do have a question. What do you think about like allowing your partner to express their love the way they like enjoy doing? Like they can still enjoy and service your love languages too. But if there's someone that just really enjoys giving gifts and they like get joy from seeing you get that gift, like would that be wrong to allow that?
In my opinion, yes.
Really?
And you know why? Because you're not being real. If my husband gives me a ton of gifts, okay, I'm going to accept them. I probably will use them. But deep down in my heart, I'm like, okay, we really could have used that money for something else. So if I'm not truly gaining joy from something, or I'm giving you something and I know you really are just because you don't want to hurt my feelings, you're taking it, you're really doing me a disservice and yourself too. Because you're not being honest, okay? If this person truly wants to be Santa Claus, hey, there are plenty of charities and causes that they can bestow a gift on, okay? But to sit there and to force yourself, there are compromises that we make in relationships. I don't think that's one of them that you should have to
Well,
make.
see, I'm giving an example. That's just gift giving. But like, say if their love language is showering you with compliments, are you not going to take the compliment because it's not the type of love language you want?
Well, usually love languages are not what you give to somebody. It's something what you want to happen to
But
you.
love languages are expressed based on like how people love
Perceive
and
right.
want to
Yeah,
be loved.
that's true. So like some people are more touchy-feely, some people are
Right.
less. So like for me,
Compromise.
you can compromise. So I'm not gonna, if I don't like all of that touching and stuff,
Right.
and my mate likes all that touching, then we're gonna, okay, you can touch me 50
Yeah.
times. You can touch me 50 you can touch me 50 times, and then that's it. Personal space. Okay, that's a compromise. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, in that instance, yes. But when you talk about monetary things, I mean emotionally, yes. Sometimes you have to learn how to pull it in. Because then you got to say to yourself, okay, if you have somebody that's very, very clingy, it's something more going on there. You got to think about that. If you got somebody that every moment of the day they got to be up underneath you, or they got to be sitting next to you, or you got sitting on their lap, and child, when Arthur gets to write us in it, you don't want nobody on your lap. You really don't. When homie is snoring, you don't want to cuddle because you can't sleep. You want to put your earplugs in and like kind of move over here and get in your position. That does not mean I don't love you. That means that I don't love everything you do. Okay. And I'm not going to tell you that, oh, well, you're snoring. I am. I'm going to tell you to get a CPAP. I ain't going to even lie. Okay. But what I'm saying is, yeah, there's compromise and then there's stupidity.
Okay. The thin line, huh?
I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that it should never be a situation or relationship that whatever the other person is doing is so painful to you. And yes, everybody has their love language, and some people want to huggy and kissy and all that stuff all the time. I think when someone is all over you all the time, it becomes more of a control thing. I really do. Because you have to be a me before you are a we. I can't walk if you all up on me all the time. I can't breathe. I can't poop. I can't do anything. Okay, because you're there. That's not making me feel loved. That's making me feel smothered. So you want to think about that. And so you think about the person who has to smother you and what is their dynamics? What kind of baggage do they have that they feel like they can't have a moment separate from you? Because a relationship does not mean that we absorb each other. And that's what you're talking about. And I've seen it. I've seen it where I'll go to somebody's house and their mate literally has them sitting on their lap the whole time. Yeah. That's not love. If I call you on the phone and I haven't talked to you in like forever, and you're with this person every single day, but you hear them calling, you got to not talk to me anymore. Or they come into a room and you have to stop. That's not love. That's control. Let us not get it twisted. Okay? That's control. So don't ever let the guise of love get it. You do this red flags. I love my husband. And yes, I want to cuddle and all that stuff too. Okay? But when I'm doing stuff, I don't need him all over me. And he don't need me all over him. Okay? And that doesn't mean I don't love him. But when you got somebody, every step you make and they can't breathe without you, that's not normal behavior. Twins don't even act like that. So now, your love language is your love language, and I agree. Okay? But you need to reel that sucker in. And let's see what's going on over here. That doesn't make me feel loved when you are just engulfing the air I breathe. You give me a chance to miss you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give me a chance to miss you a little. That saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder, it does. Because I'm going to tell you, I love the fact that your father works outside of this house. Because then I want to see him. I want to see him. You get to miss someone, okay? But if they're up in your grill all the time, yeah. I need to admit, it's like, okay, can I go to the potty with you? Can I come? No. Okay, no. That's not Casey's plan.
That's a little overkill.
That's not Casey. Well, honey, I've seen stuff like this. I am here to tell you. You think I'm joking. I have seen stuff like that.
Okay, wait, hold on. So I have a question. What do you think about people who shower and use the bathroom together?
Ow! That hurt. That hurt me. I
like that level of comfort. Like, it's not like I have to be in there, but like if you gotta pee and they in the shower.
Oh, well, yeah. If you gotta go, let me tell you something. If I gotta go to the bathroom bad enough, yeah, if my husband's in the shower and I can get in, I'm going. Okay. I probably won't flush because it probably will it'll mess up the hot water. He'll get burned. No, but I don't make it my business. I think those are private things. But there are times that, yes, I would not make it a habit to always have to be in the bathroom when my husband's in the bathroom handling what he's doing. Okay. But yeah, if you have to go, you do.
Like being there with him, like, do you know about chicken?
Exactly. And sitting having conversations and stuff. No. Because I believe everybody deserves personal space. Okay. Yes. You know every inch of this person knows every inch of you. Okay. However, there are times when, hey, I just want to be there and read a magazine or look at TikTok or whatever. And I don't want company.
I feel that.
I don't want company. Exactly. For real. So, yeah.
Ain't about that life, no.
And that's the truth. So, you little sister,
yes,
I want you to come over here and get my thermometer and go and check that chicken and taste some of that rice and see what you think, because we may be able to plate this puppy up. And yeah, I think some things can be evasive. Yes. Have I ever gone in the bathroom when my husband was showering, or has he? Yeah, I have. Okay. But I don't think we need to share the bathroom, unless, we're crushed for time and we're just both trying to run in at the same time. But and there you go. Okay, love you much. Don't want your flatulence. Okay. Yeah, chicken is done. Chicken is done. Try that rice. I have 11 people here. I'm so excited. Can I get 11 likes? Yes. Is the rice ready? Okay. We're gonna plate this puppy up. Yes, we are. Like I said, looking with your eyes, but seeing, that happens with your heart, okay? That's just the way it is. We're going to plate this up. I'm going to call my honey bunny down here because he's been waiting patiently. I'm going to get some plates. I'm going to plate this stuff up. And we're gonna get a little taste. And I'm gonna tell you, you can get a whole lot of connection if you start cooking some of these recipes.
Yeah.
That's for sure. They'll sit there long enough to listen to you.
You know what they say? Lead to a man's heart to the stomach.
Yeah, and all of that. Okay, it ain't just a man, it's a person.
A person, period.
Yeah,
Everybody.
exactly.
And
Okay.
everybody.
I need to get a nice spoon.
Like a ladle spoon?
Oh no, just a regular spoon. Yeah, just a regular spoon.
Like this?
Yes, that's good. Let me turn it off.
Alright, I'm gonna go grab the grill master.
Okay. And I'm gonna start plating things up. And I'm gonna get my limes.
Oh, I put them in the fridge.
Okay.
In the drawer. Still in the cup.
Okay, she put my garnishes in the fridge, guys.
Alright. I say we good.
Okay. You say they're where?
In the drawer, in the fruit drawer.
Okay. I don't see them.
The fruit drawer.
I'm looking. Okay, way back here in the back. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna plate this up. Make it all cute. Let's see what we got. Okay, so first of all, let me just get some of this and put this on a plate. So as you know, they've all deserted me. I just want y'all to know, everybody deserted me when I said I'm plating stuff up. So let me get this on the plate here. And I have enough rice, which is great. And like I said, I have a nice little crust on here, which is great. So it's just great. Just trying to get it nice and neat around here so I can show you guys. And if they don't hurry up and come on, guess what? They won't get none.
Yeah, we on our way. What you talking about? Who not getting none?
I didn't say anything.
Uh-huh.
I simply said everybody deserted me.
No, I didn't. I'm
Yeah.
right here. I'm still here. I'm still standing.
I'm just making this nice.
Oh.
Just like that. Let me get a little piece of paper towel.
It's okay.
And wipe and make it nice and clean around here. Just like that. You get a few little pieces of lime. I like the fact that the crisp on that meat remains. So I like that. Get a couple pieces of lime and stick it on there. Just like that. I want you too big of a one. Okay, and like that. Okay, y'all.
Real master is on his way.
I have heard that before.
No, literally, he's walking down the stairs.
Okay, walk faster, honey. Okay, I'm gonna get you a fork. Okay, but I want you guys to see. This is the finished product.
It is beautiful.
I heard her talking smack. She gonna be
I
sniffing
wasn't
with the leaves.
I
She keep
wasn't
on
talking smack. I was talking good stuff.
Yeah, right.
I was.
Uh-huh.
Was I talking bad stuff? No.
And you be in the backyard with the leaves.
Okay. Then he won't eat. Here you go.
Thank you, darling.
All right. Let me fix yours. Fix Corey's.
Oh man, that look good. That look good. That look
It
good.
is good. I'm telling you now.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Squeeze that, what's that? Lime, lemon. Put the lemon in the lime and
That's
the
the
coconut.
lime
And the coconut. Put
Okay.
the lime and the
Stop.
coconut.
Yeah. These people got jokes in this house.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm just trying to get you some rice.
Oh, the lime and the coconut. Okay. Okay.
Okay, take some. What you say?
I know you're tired of hearing the baby. Bam! Whoop! There it
I
is.
ain't trying to hear
Yeah,
this
keep
shit.
it on. Keep telling me.
Oh my God! Whoop! There it is. You can stay in the house tonight.
Okay.
Mm.
Y'all heard that, right? He talking all this smack. Being that he can only cook 3 things.
Oh, that's where you going with that, huh?
Yes. So.
Oh, the challenge is on.
No.
The challenge is real.
He can only cook 3 things, so he really don't want me in the backyard. He truly does. He truly does it. Mm-hmm.
He said he's gonna revoke his
The
his
challenge is
privilege.
real.
Yes, he doesn't want me in the backyard because that means that the food go with me.
Okay.
The food goes with me in the backyard.
He said redacted.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sure did. Real quick.
That is good, baby.
You
That's
like
good.
it?
Oh, man.
Is it flavorful?
Flavorful.
Fantastic.
Oh,
This
my
is
God.
beautiful. What is it, velvet?
What is it, velvet?
Now, let me see. That's a good
That's
angle.
beautiful.
That's an excellent angle right there.
Yes, it is. Ooh.
That's a little shot right there, Corey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The money shot.
That's a money shot.
Alright, here we go.
Okay, come on, beautiful assistant. I'm not going to overstuff you.
Ooh. Yes.
That's a vibe.
That's good. You put that lime on it. Put the lime.
Nice.
No, that's enough.
Balanced flavors.
You come back. That's enough.
Get some of that lime juice on there.
Yes, sir. Oh my God. Have lime bay.
Try some
Beautiful.
of this chicken.
Oh, boy.
Mm.
Oh, boy.
I can't even get it on my fork.
It's so flavorful.
Oh, my goodness.
It's just bursting with flavor.
Bursting
Woo!
with
You
flavor.
taste that smoky tomato sauce makes a difference. It does add that smokiness to it.
Smoky tomato sauce?
Is that what it's called?
It's the fire roasted.
Fire
tomato.
roasted.
Fire roasted.
Mhm.
Fire roasted.
Very good. Very, very tasty. The rice is perfect texture. It's not too soft, not too hard. It's perfect.
And that's instant rice.
Beautiful. And taste that little bit of citrus from the lime. It's delicious.
Comes together so well.
How's the chicken? Is it moist?
Very moist.
Very moist.
Tender, juicy.
Falling off the bottom.
Well, ain't no bone, but yeah.
Okay, I'll be the judge of this, y'all. Let me get me. I can't get me a knife because I don't have one. Okay, but let's see. Okay, because they're just a smacking and a smacking.
Smacking it
Okay,
good.
so let's see. I take a little piece here. Okay, so this is hot, y'all. Get a little rice.
They think we playing.
I know it's so good.
Yeah.
$28.99 with a side salad. And what you said, some red Kool-Aid, Bobo love. You need to stop.
Oh, look at that, huh?
This is delicious. If you can see, it's really good. I'm gonna take these little garnishes and squeeze some lime on it, and it makes it even taste even better. Okay, just like that. So this is really good. I'm trying to get a little piece of meat and the rice together so you guys can see. Okay, that's a good shot right there.
That's
Okay,
shot.
that's going inside my mouth. Very good, very good. So, what did we learn today, class? Love gets deeper when you start watching from afar. It really does. Okay. This long distance voyeuring in a relationship is prohibited. Okay. You got to get in there, get down in the muck, get down and dirty, get your hands, get everything dirty.
can't just look at your partner. You got to see them.
That's right. And start seeing your partner and your partner seeing you. And that's all I got to say about that subject. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this live broadcast. I hope that you will make this meal because your partner will see you then. Okay.
Best believe.
Okay. Best believe.
Best
Okay.
believe.
I hope that whether you are pursuing a relationship, whether you are pursuing one with yourself, I want you to find your rhythm and dance, and I know that you will. And until next time, you know what I wish you all. I wish you love, peace, and a great rest of your week. I'm going to see you next time with a nice little topic and some more good food. Goodbye to my flavor fam over there. I will talk to you, Volvo to Love. You need to hit up my email. It's in the morning
Chat.
in the morning chat. Actually, in the description. I put it in the description. The description. Yeah, because I like to ask you a couple of questions. I sure will. So just hit me up. In any case, love you all. I will see you next week. I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to clock out. I sure am. Bye-bye. Mwah.
Mwah.